Careful, Daniel. Oh, we did all right, Daniel.
Look at that.
My family's been chasing California gold for generations. Now it's my turn, and I'm risking everything to finish what they started. So far, I've spent nearly $500,000 on the mine. Now it's time to get to work and start finding some gold, because I've got no more money to spend, so I need to make some money before I go broke.
After we got the truck and excavator in place, I spent a day hunting with my family. But they're gone now.
And now it's time for me to do some serious work.
We're heading out. And it's the last day of hunting. I'm gonna cry. It's the last day of hunting season, 2025. It's always a little bit melancholy. Today we had a great day. Say goodbye to Elliot, Gideon, Nancy, and Lucetta. They left to go home. And they're just like growing up super fast. It's like no time. As I get older, it's like all this like nostalgia like builds up. My kids, they're the 5th generation of Kramers to visit and work on this mine.
It's so cool!
My great-grandfather started the mine here with his wife, my great-grandmother. When they first came in 1931, they were running from the Great Depression, and they built families right here on the mine. I grew up listening to all the stories of those family members who were doing the same as what I'm trying to do today. That's why I'm super connected to these ghosts and memories of my past. And now they're all gone. So I guess thinking of them and thinking of my family stirs up some feelings. As I say goodbye over and over to people that I love. And you're fortunate when you get to see him again, but you just don't ever really know who you're gonna see for the last time. Anyways, got one buddy here.
I thought I lost my glasses, so I stopped. I'm good.
Jake the Snake. Well, I'm better now. Done thinking about it. And we're going to the mine and we're gonna do the first camp out. I mean, I haven't slept at the mine for 2 decades almost. Yeah, maybe it's been that long. That's crazy. All right, see you there. And always remember, if you like what you see, subscribe. Because if you don't subscribe, we will not be here very long, because I'm paying a lot of money to do all the shit that I need to do. And if it's not gonna pay me back, then I won't be able to do it. Gold, show, anything. That's the way it works. That's called, I guess, business. You can only be at a loss for so long before it's over. And we are at a heavy loss right now. But it sure is fun. So for the next 4 days, it's just gonna be me, Jake, and James. And we're gonna clear out the old pit, recycle the sluices from the 60-year-old wash plant, and then run as much pay as we can. But working in the pit right now, I've realized it's pretty crazy and dangerous. It looks like it's a little tiny hill, but like when you're under it as a human being right now, like that thing's about to dump on your head, and it's like 40 feet up, it feels like, and a tree on top of it. So the pit was opened up by miners who bought the mine off my grandma in the 90s, but they defaulted on their payments, and the mine came back to my family. They left it in a terrible mess, so it's hard to tell where it was mined and where it wasn't. So I'm collecting as much dirt and data as I can to clear this place up and get it operating again. So right now, trying to get this kind of cleared up just so we can work in here. It's just like all rock that's just sitting here. We're not mining, we're just kind of pushing the stuff over so we can get to where we can mine. But that's what you have to do to get just even test pitting. So Jake's working there. Got James is in the back there moving stuff. And I'm right here. Actually done any real mining yet, but we are cleaning this area up so we can actually like get in here and sample, because you can't even sample anything right now. It's like almost impossible to drive around. So we got like the debris kind of picked up here, the rocks kind of picked up. We're getting this all kind of cleaned up. Now we can work in here. Now we can actually do something to get it like sampled. All right, so end of the day, we got it cleaned up. We got a bunch of debris here to deal with still and all that. You know, if we can get this part right down here, if we just lower, we can get down where we can do our pump test, which is an important thing to do, like a hydrologic kind of understanding what's happening with the pump. When you're cycling water through that pit, how much water is going into the pit, how much water is coming out. Those are things that we want to know. But yeah, this is looking a lot more cleaned up. So we can actually operate in here and like do stuff. Now we can test the whole wall. I'm thinking like test like 1, 2, like 1 over there, 2 are there, 3 are there, 4. We'd have like 4 good wall tests, like full body, full wall test. And that'd be great if that's the case, if we could do that. So, good start. Go and get some warm gear on and sit around the fire and have some food. All right, let's get it. Going down right now to play around in the pit. A little night action. I want to get more done than I've gotten done, so I'm going to come down. It's about 9:30, so I just need to get a little bit more done. I feel like if I got a little more done, I'd feel better about that. And I like working at night personally. That is a fucking huge wall in the night. Holy shit, that's big. It's like the fucking Grand Canyon right now. There's a bear been hanging out around here too, so we might run into old berry bones. Come on up into my office. Ready for business. Oh. That's about to go. And the cliff, look at the cliff. Oh, you okay, dude? Yep. Oh my God.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, dude. Dude, you like straight legged it, dude.
Oh my.
You okay?
Like a deer. Look at this.
It's still not the best road because of the cliffness, but we can reinforce that at some point.
This is getting this.
Yeah, this
take this off like we're there.
Yeah, this whole cut, you know.
It's a good road. That's badass.
Almost there, man. So we came through here, got it pretty opened up with the dozer at first, and then got the excavator down here and basically got this so the vegetation is gone out of the way. This is flattened out. And I got this down so I could pick these rocks up and use them for that road up there to kind of build up the road. Figure if I build up the road using those rocks to kind of fortify it, that'd be good. And then I got the track going up here, and hopefully that road will be done today enough that we could use it, but maybe not, we'll see. And then we got the pump down there that we need to figure out still too. I want to try doing pump tests, but I'm running out of time today. So anyways, this is the state of affairs right now. It's almost done down here where now you can move in and out just like a one-way haul. You come in, pick up material, go out. But I am considering that maybe this would be a good spot just to have a wash for small operations like we're doing right now, where it's like test stuff. Is you just have basically wash water go there, and you make this like a wash plant area kind of. So anyways, that's the happenings right now.
I was just coming to see what your game plan is.
So I'm gonna go in here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go in, and ultimately I want to get down to the water, you know, like make that like easier to get down. But I can just go up here and start moving dirt from like there over. We're gonna go and get into the pit here. We have a plan where we're gonna move some rock, get some dirt, and do some sampling of that entire test wall. So we'll see how it goes. But we're in the new excavator, which is nice to have because it's powerful and big and can pick up, you know, a 5-ton boulder. It seems like no problem. Huge ass rocks, it just picks them up. So great. Big thing here you got to watch out is what's going to happen with rocks. So I've been trying to get that dug away enough that I can get material. It's just a lot of rock. There's so much rock compared to the actual like material. So that is you know, definitely a problem for sure, is that there's just so much rock, like too much rock almost. So yeah, it's a little unstable up there.
Well, I've been over messing with the sluice box and getting things cleaned out so we can do a run on all of our concentrates. I hear the boys over here talking. It looks like they're about ready to break through and get the road connected, and so we're going to go check it out right now. Exciting to get this road through the pit so we can come up with a way and actually start hauling pay. This is just so much different. Hey boys, how we doing? standing right above Daniel. Oh, Daniel's working so hard on our road.
So Jake and I have been clearing the pit out all day and all night, collecting pay dirt and building a new road, which will create a loop so you can access it safely and mine from all sides. Like, open up, here's pay dirt. This is like the little road that'll go down to the water. There's the road, so this will come around right where that excavator is. We're gonna go up like that, just through here, right up into that gap, because that gap's flat and it's way away from the river. So we'll have a haul road that goes in a circle, and then we can take care of like all this brush and stuff cleaned up, and then we can mine all these areas eventually. Once we get everything figured out with our final vesting determination permits and whatnot, but now we have a good way to test everything, because all the sidewall samples basically can be taken everywhere at any point. Pretty easy to grab like a good bulk sample from anywhere at this point once those roads are kind of fixed. So that's where we are right now. Going to finish the cleanup that we were doing and then haul over some of the stuff off the sidewall so we can get a kind of a full sample of the entire thing, and hopefully it's rich with gold. So building these roads exposed a lot about the ground here in the pit. It's so hard to tell what was mined and what wasn't. It's clear though that the last miners were doing just a smash and grab. So I'm hoping that my geophysical tests combined with my grandpa's records and a little geology research might put us in a better spot and can help me piece together the history of the mine. So I'm kind of going over all the paperwork that my grandpa had. Like, we have this like huge amount of paperwork. Everything here tells a story. There's definitely theft, but it is starting to paint a picture about where the gold might be. And my grandpa, when he started mining here years ago, they knew that it had value and they were close to bedrock and they were mining that and they were getting good gold. When they actually got to the point where they started doing bigger volume, he got sick. He was old by that time. Like, times had changed. And so he had to lease it because he couldn't really do it. And so he struck these deals with people that it's all on the paperwork, it's all legally binding, but like any other time period in the history of gold, there's obviously nefarious characters that are, you know, taking advantage of the situation. And that's, I think, what's happening here. They had a group called Ore Dressing. That was the first group that leased it. And the deal was struck that he would get 8% royalty of whatever they got. They'd be able to go to the cleanouts, watch it, make sure, verify. They would get daily reports and weekly reports on the tonnage and yardage that was coming out. None of that happened. None of that happened. But he was paid, and we have proof of it in places where we have, you know, what they were getting kind of for this month, let's say of January 1983. They were getting their 8% royalty or a 4-ounce minimum. And if you think about that, if they were getting 4 ounces as their percent, then that means the total at 8%, that means that they were pulling 50 ounces out per month. So they're pulling 50 ounces out a month. Back then it wasn't as much money, but now at $4,500 an ounce, they're talking $230,000 a month in gold. That's that's $2.7 million in gold, just like now in today's value. And so by the time my grandpa died and the mine went to the last person who bought it, that person, I've come to find out, they knew exactly what they were doing. They weren't like bad miners. The guy's name was Mark Gavard. He's dead. And there's a lot of people that hate him for all the things that he did because he's done it to multiple people, it sounds like. He came in here and he started mining and he knew exactly where to go, and it was right on the bedrock. And he mined and he mined and he mined, and the story goes from people now that I've heard is that he was pulling out between 7 and 10 ounces a day on 100 yards of material. And he was doing it as fast as he could because he knew he was never going to clean it up. He didn't want to pay the price of cleaning up. As he was approaching a depth that was hard to mine, he gave up, he backed out, he left, and he claimed bankruptcy. But really, he walked away with all the gold. He didn't care about anything else. He left. And turns out he went and bought another hard rock mine somewhere. So the gold's still there, but now if we go down into the pit and you look at it, it's dangerous and difficult, and you've got massive boulders above your head, so how do you do it? So we're going to test, and we're going to go down and try and get to an area that's safe. I have a plan where we could be on the bedrock and test back and see really how rich that is, because we know from some of our other tests that we've done, you know, the value is there. This is one of the letters that was going out to from one of the partners who was also a lawyer to the people that were going to be mining it. And, you know, there was just a lot of complaints about, like, you know, what they're doing wrong, why they're not reporting stuff. Can you please be more honest with what you're doing? And it seems like from 1981, I have a whole thing of letters. You know, what kind of security do we wish
We both know that there's no way that a lessor can rely upon the lessee's version of how much was recovered. The only successful commercial operation that I have heard about, not only having locks on the sluice boxes, but on just about everything else, plus searching employees as they come and go. I know that we aren't going to search people or have them change clothes, but I certainly would never agree to an open sluice box. I mean, of course, this is coming from the partner that lives like 600 miles away and is the lawyer. So it was left to probably my grandpa to be the guy that like oversees all this. Well, let's see, how easy is it to take advantage of somebody that's also old and nice? Yeah, that's what happened. So I'm sure he didn't want to come out here every day and say, where's the sluice box stuff? Where's the locks? See, so this is some of the assessments that they were doing on the original material and how rich it was with gold as they were finding. So this is what they were doing in order to patent the land. You have to prove it, that it has value. You know, you have to remember when everybody's like, well, how did they get to do this? This was land that was part of the federal system. It was federal land that was given to somebody in order to mine. That's the only reason there's a patent on this land. It's specifically for mining. It's specifically for mining gold. And the only way you get that is if you prove to the federal government that it has that value. So there was a huge process that they went through, and I have all of these reports that explain exactly how much gold was where, when it was done, how long it had been done, and why it should be a good site to be a patented mine. And so like this, the sole purpose of this land, you know, going back to 1870s when they came up with the Mineral Law Act, for making it available to people to do, but also the government we need minerals. So this was what it was all about. And so that's why they gave this patent, is its land was really rich in gold, and that was the purpose. This is a very unique geology feature here. I mean, like the way that material would have run over this bedrock, it's a huge dipping part in it. And the question might be more, you know, did they get it all? No, they didn't get it all. What did they miss that's deeper down? Like, did they actually get to the best of it? And if they didn't get to the best part, we might be right on the cusp of that. And if we're right on the cusp of the best part of one of the richest gold areas in the entire state of California, which is one of the richest gold areas in the world, and it hasn't been accessed yet, and it's just a few feet down, a few feet deeper, then we probably should try it, because that could be the mother lode of all gold. And wouldn't that be something to be the people that find it after all these years?
And here we are this morning with a mess to clean up to get started, and we're going to start with the cleanup and save all the yesterday's concentrates in one bucket. In today's concentrates, we may try to run the box slightly slower today.
While doing everything else in the pit, we managed to get about 5 yards of dirt out to James and pockets of pay that we scraped out of the pit walls.
All cleaned out, turned back on, got a little leveling to do. I always watch the flow out the end of the box, and you can see it's definitely pushing to the left a little bit. So I'm going to lower this side just slightly. Oh yeah, much better. Much more even flow. It certainly doesn't take much, and you got to pay attention throughout the day. Boy, let me tell you what. Slow and steady wins the race.
We made a lot of progress in 24 hours, but there is one thing slowing us down. It's this tiny little high banker. It can only run so much pay, especially when you're shoveling by hand. Last night I worked pretty late. I was up probably till 3 a.m. doing some of the excavation work because I just needed to get that done, and the rain's coming tomorrow even earlier than expected. So if we don't get in there and do it now, then it's gonna be a sloppy, shitty mess. We're picking up some other equipment off of old equipment, harvesting. We're gonna take these, we're starting to take wash plant apart basically. If we take that apart, we realize we could use those sluices and get a lot more going on. It's just like a lot for a guy just to shovel all day long. And our sluice is not long enough. So we're gonna start creating the next level wash plant for testing that actually allows material to go a lot easier than just
you know, manpower. We have all the equipment, so we might as well use it. So we'll see how much we get done today. This is pretty much our last day because the storm's hitting tomorrow morning.
So this wash plant was brought in by the miners who leased the land, and we did get the engine running. I just don't think we have the time or knowledge to rebuild this thing so that it works for what we need. So for now, we're just gonna have to cannibalize it, take some of those parts and see what we can use.
Setting up on this sawhorse is going to reuse these sawhorses. We're going to take that sluice off so we can repurpose it. So we got the straps set, got it cleared out pretty well, and if we can take that off, set it, look at it, and then we'll know what to fix on it after that. So that's the plan right now.
Swing that way. Just keep going. Here we are moving it. We should have done a little bit better job strapping it, but it's kind of lightweight. Careful, Daniel. Ooh, easy.
Go what?
Drive.
Swing.
Just keep driving forward. Want to go down?
We want to get it on right where the straps are at, so we'll have to adjust those sawhorses a little bit. Easy, right there. Alright, that's pretty good. If we can get a stick underneath this, it will be good. Well, here it is. It looks like a beast. Of course, all the screens aren't setting in it. This goes up front underneath this big box if we decide to use this big box on top at all. We just want to rip out these old riffles here and put in new grating.
So now, we've got a massive sluice box. There's still a lot of work to get it operational, but that's a good start. But before the storms come in, James needs to run our fine concentrates and see how much gold we have.
Well, I don't know if we can see that on here, but that sure looks pretty good to me. That's the first bucket. We were running that pretty fast that day, and that still looks amazing. We're gonna go for the second bucket now. I'm gonna see if I can get this set up. You guys can watch. We got some screens. Hopefully it'll make panning a little easier. I can show Daniel how much exactly we got. There's a bunch up there on that lip too. I think it's looking pretty good. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. And then there'll be plenty back here in the black sands too, because the little pieces keep getting knocked back. That's why we have so many riffles.
Yeah, this is what we're getting, right? This is what we're getting for all the work we're putting in. And we know there's a lot more than this, but in order for us to do this and keep going, we need your help. So this is where I'm hoping you guys will hit that subscribe button, because when you subscribe, it lets us know that you really want us to do more and keep going. And we're thinking about doing a merch run. We're hoping maybe make some shirts and get some gear out there if you guys are interested in that. And maybe we put a little bit of gold in one of those. That's what we're thinking. So we want to know what you guys think about the show. And by subscribing, you help support us. And this is just the beginning. And we got a lot more to come. So hang in there and keep watching and subscribe if you like. And we'll see where we get.
Son of a biscuit eating son of a bitch. There's nothing worse than a sluice box with f***ing holes in it. Yeah, right there, that was stuck in the crack because it wasn't put together right. How much gold got sucked back in that crack? The fine gold, that's what it does. It finds its spot. And with that vortex there, it'll just keep swirling back and getting sucked out. Too bad I didn't notice it. And we'll know for next time to bring some silicone and fix it up and get the other nut in it and take our time and put it back together right. Shit happens. Thank God we're just testing. Sure is nice having a set of screens. That's what didn't pass through the 20 mesh. That's pretty cool. That's starting to get a little chunky. We still got a pan that out. That's everything that made it to the 20 mesh. I gotta get started.
So we've been out here for 3 days and have managed to clean out the pit, build a road system, and most importantly, find gold in the pit. But now it's time to head off before the storms roll in.
Or we get eaten by a bear.
Oh, there it is! Whoa, it's in the tree, holy sh**. But we ain't done yet. It's back to James's house for now, where we're gonna run all of our finds through the new screener system. It's still small, but hopefully a lot more precise than panning by hand. All right, so we're here checking out how this Black Magic Pro works to get some of the separated material separated, the finds. We'll see how well it works. Oh yeah, that's the steady stream that I saw. So this thing is still small scale, but it's working pretty well. And we ended up with a couple of nice vials and a pan of fine gold.
I think we're right on with our analysis. I think we're doing pretty close. We may not be on the high end, but we're not at the bottom either. What are we doing? Scraping leftover sidewalls right now?
Yeah,
you know,
pretty much.
that's what we're doing right now. We're not down in the hole.
Nope.
We're not scraping bedrock, but this gives you a good idea of what you're gonna get consistent. Look at how it floated. Did you see all that? You see all the fine that just floated? That
Oil.
powder. No, it's water tension. This is what happens when you get down to all that super fine.
Oh,
Wow. Oh, we did all right, Daniel.
look at that. And that's after the course too.
Right? Yeah, you've already got...
That one piece wanting to float away? Go on, Ned. So that was a great trip. We got a lot done in the pit and really set ourselves up to mine. But the high banker system is definitely still holding us back a bit. However, with this massive old sluice, we can start to build a proper wash plant.
Because so far I've spent nearly $500,000 to get this puppy running, and we found hardly any gold. But we're not ready to quit yet. We're just about to strike it rich.
So stay tuned and subscribe because we need more subscriptions to build this thing up. We're going to be pushing some product out for you guys. If you want it, great. Maybe a Patreon if you want to see, a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that's going on. And remember, you'll see us next time, and we'll see you next time on Blood and Gold.